If you're thinking about having an explant surgery, there are some things to consider. In this video, I'm not going to tell you what I think you should do, but I am going to present you some questions that you yourself should sit with and consider going over before your upcoming explant surgery. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Christina. I'm the founder of Size Happy, the admin of the best Facebook group on Facebook, Breast Implant Illness, Rejuvenation, and Education with Christina. And you can also find me on Instagram at sizehappy__. First things first is, how are you going to afford it? Do you have some money put aside? Do you need to save up for it? Do you qualify for care credit, which is what I used? And if you have insurance, will your insurance cover part of it or all of it? This is something that I think you need to go through with your explant surgeon, possibly your doctor, and definitely your insurance company. Something else you'll want to consider is, what is the best time of year for you to have your explant surgery that's going to accommodate your healing and recovery time? So like if you have kids, is the best time to do this going to be during the summertime when things are a little less hectic, or maybe summertimes are more hectic for you and it might actually be better to do your explant surgery while they're in school? Depending on your job, you might need to take up to a month off, especially if you use your hands a lot, or you use any kind of chest muscles, like if you're a hairdresser or a massage therapist. So there are some things to consider with taking time off and how much time you might even need to take off. If you have symptoms of BIA ALCL, then you might want to consider getting the CD30 test from your explant surgeon during the time of your explant surgery so that they can test you for BIA ALCL, just to have that peace of mind. Now, this will come with an additional fee, so that is another thing to consider. Do you want to have nerve block done at the time of your explant surgery? This is something to consider financially, and if you even want it before the time of your surgery, and you definitely want to let your explant surgeon know so that they can give it to you or not give it to you during the time of your surgery. Do you want to have a fat transfer or a lift at the time of your surgery, and do you even qualify to get one or two of those two things? Now, if you do get these, there's going to be extra downtime, extra recovery, extra money spent, and you will have additional scars and bruising in other places. So that's a lot to consider, but something that should be done before the time of your explant surgery. Do you have the support that you need emotionally, mentally, and also do you have support around the house after your explant surgery? Because you're not going to be able to do too much as far as like lifting anything, especially if you have a young child. So just making sure that you have that support to help get you through that recovery time is so important. If you are more on the holistic side of things, then you might want to consider, are you going to take antibiotics and the pain pills that are prescribed to you? Or if it's okay with your explant surgeon, are you allowed to go the more natural route and maybe take oil of oregano as your antibiotic and just stick with like arnica and extra strength Tylenol for your bruising, swelling, and pain management? If you have the MTHFR gene mutation, or if you don't know that you have it, I would definitely recommend getting tested to see if you have the MTHFR gene mutation, because if you do, I believe post-explant you will need to take different things because the anesthesia depletes, I believe, like a bunch of B vitamins, and that can impact you if you have the MTHFR gene mutation. And also, if you have the MTHFR gene mutation, your body has a harder time detoxing. So, your recovery from the anesthesia and the pain pills and just the natural detox that you're going to have in general might take a little bit longer. And with that comes a lot more patience and self-care during that recovery process. And these next two things are things that take serious consideration. And how might this explant surgery, and especially just removing your breast implants and going back to the body you had before the breast implants, how might this impact your relationship? And how might it impact your body image and mental health? This is something that I believe we should kind of get ahead of as we are preparing for our explant surgery. and to work on our self-love and our self-worth and our confidence, have clear communication and clear boundaries with the person that we're with. Talk about how this might impact the relationship and really get that reassurance and that love and that support from the person that you're with, so that you do go into this with just like less worry and less hesitation of like, what if he's not attracted to me? What if like I start to notice that he's looking at other girls with big boobs? Like, how's this going to affect my confidence? I believe that just having that communication with the person that you are with and getting really, really connected to yourself in a way that you may have never been connected to yourself before is so important to do and improve before that explant surgery happens. And a few other things that you might want to consider before your explant surgery is just cleaning up your diet the month before your explant surgery. So doing like a low inflammation diet, like lower salt. We need salt, but just like lower salt if you consume a lot of salt. Lower sugar, no gluten, no dairy, things that are really going to increase our inflammation and possibly suppress the immune system. Something that I personally recommend doing before the explant surgery, and even after explant surgery, of course, is working and really focusing on your gut health and your immune system. And you can do this through food and you can do this through supplementation. But definitely consider working on those and buttoning up those two things before and after your explant surgery. Something that I wish I would have done better and more of is taking photos of myself throughout my explant journey, especially beforehand, and tracking my symptoms, especially if you're going to share your story. So if you are considering sharing your story online or wherever, start tracking things and keeping progress photos and maybe even journaling about this whole experience. And lastly, the fun part, or maybe not so fun part for some of you, is you might have to get new bras and new tops after explant surgery. I personally found this to be so fun. I feel like I can wear really cute things now without not spilling out everywhere. And I feel more feminine and sexy in the clothes that I can wear now. But that is something to consider. So maybe put some money aside for getting new items. And one more thing, consider downloading and printing out Discovering Breast Implant Illness, What Now? This is an explant prep guide. It has all of the questions to ask at your explant surgery consultation, immune system and detox supplement recommendations, what to expect with post-op care, all kinds of things in here that will help you prepare for your explant with calm and confidence. There are the 22 things to do before explant surgery just to make sure you have your prescriptions filled and your reservations made and all those things that you might not consider, because when you're preparing for an explant surgery, at least for me, I felt so scatterbrained. So it's all in here, Discovering Breast Implant Illness, What Now? I will link this down below. If there's anything that I left out, definitely share it below in the comments. And if there are some things that you never considered, let me know down in the comments if you're like, oh my God, I'm so glad that you brought that one up, because I have never considered actually asking myself that or trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. And if you get a lot of value out of videos like this with helping you prepare for or recovering from your explant surgery, then definitely subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.